everyone.
Hi everyone.
We're here with Mystical Monday and we're on Brenda's page.
Hello everyone. Yes, this is the last Monday of the month. Would you believe that? February.
It's
Next
gone
week
by
we're
fast.
into March. And I just saw Colette, if you are following us, happy birthday for Friday.
Go ahead. Oh, it's going to show you who. So Janice and Cindy came in.
Oh, hi Janice. Cindy?
Yeah, sorry. There you go.
Oh, hi Cindy. How are you doing? Congratulations to Megan for her college. She got into college in the west coast of Florida. So
Nice. Congratulations.
really cool. They'll be seeing Emma. June. So that'll be a lot of drinking when they go down there. Really cool. So what's our subject for today?
So for today, the card, I'm going to start relating it to my blog. So today, the Nine of Coins is what's happening this week as far as the energy of the week. And the Nine of Coins talks about our ability to enjoy what we have,
Right.
rather than always wanting. So Source is going to give us what we need and desire, and it's time for us to enjoy that time of whatever we have, like extra bonus or something like that. It's just, you need to enjoy that rather than save it for a rainy day.
Right.
Because I think we should.
Well, it's funny. Hi, Mark and Kyle, Wendy. No, Mark. It is not the subject. It's got sex.
Oh.
No, unfortunately. What were we saying?
Enjoying.
Oh yeah, for a rainy day. But the thing is, if you're gonna save for a rainy day, you're gonna get a downpour.
Yes.
You know, so I never say I'm saving for a rainy day. I just say I'm saving to go away or education, you know, whatever it is. But putting the rainy day in is the negative, you know, so I just don't do that, and I just advise no one else to do it. Just save for saving, you know, enjoyment, whatever you need, you know.
And that's a good way to also because money's energy.
Oh,
and
yeah.
people sometimes don't see that, and you have to let that thing flow out so it can come back in.
Exactly. And I always feel, I know with me, I think the biggest fear of people is financial.
Yes.
You know, we don't have enough, we never have enough. And I know when I get into that fear as regards money, I just can't get out of it, you know, but I make myself get out of it. And what I realized is once we get out of the fear of money, it starts to flow in. Spirit can't give it us because we're just too anxious, you know.
Yeah.
So it is. I feel that's one of the biggest fears is money.
Yes. Yeah. A lot of us struggle with it.
Exactly. Hi, Sasha. Simone Key. Hi.
And then. Oh, really? Yeah. Hello.
So. Yeah.
And then
hi, Christine.
The other thing that comes up, and this is all from my blog, and it's the energy of the week. But the other thing that comes up is the Ace of Coins, Four of Coins, and Five of Swords. So it goes along with that Nine of Coins. It goes along with that pleasure. It goes along with that spending, because Source is supplying us with those items. The Ace of Coins is telling us that there is money there in our life. The Four of Coins is telling us to not hold on to it, to let it go, and to let more come back in. And the Five of Swords is not looking at it in a negative manner, because the Five of Swords can sometimes be, what am I missing? And you don't want to look at it like, oh, did I not pay that bill? Because some people do say that. If I have extra money, I'm missing a bill somewhere, and I'm gonna.
Oh, right.
Yeah. So it's not looking at it in the fear; it's looking at it in the positive.
Right. And I always, when I pay anything, I always thank it. You know, so nowadays you can pay everything online, but when we used to put it in an envelope, and especially say the electricity, I'd always put thank you, because then I appreciate all those people working to give me electricity. And when it comes to bills and paying taxes and all this, I mean, I'm the first one with hands up. Oh my God, another bill. But instead of looking at it another way, the money will always be there. Hey, Sherry, how are you? Sherry and I were at the Oscars last night.
How was it?
Oh, it was fabulous. Not the Oscars in Hollywood, by the way, guys. But they held it in the Silver Legacy here, and we walked the red carpet and had a beautiful dinner. Of course, I had a good bit of champagne, so this morning Brenda's feeling a bit tired. Hi, Sandra, Trinity, Jose. Hi, guys,
Hi,
everyone joining in.
Oh, thank you for the hearts. Thank you for the likes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so with the money thing, I think this week is going to be about the money thing, and it's going to be about material things, and it's going to be about our ability of letting go of things in order for more to come back in. And so that's just what I got as far as picking the energy of the week and what I feel like this week will be like.
Yeah, and this week now is our last week before we go into retrograde on the 5th of March. So get anything, when Mercury goes into retrograde, it's all about communication, computers break down. The one thing they say is don't sign contracts. Sherry bought a house, and I go, I hope you're not signing the contract.
That's
within
right,
that,
yes.
Because when that happens, nothing goes forward. And I remember leaving Florida, going to Boston, and a friend of mine who does astrology goes, oh, Mercury's in retrograde. And I go, yes. She said, you'll be back. And I went, no. Guess what? I was back, So we kind of can't move forward. It doesn't mean to say you stand still, but just, it's a time of contemplation. So anything you want to do, get it done this week,
And then just wait.
And just wait till it goes forward on the 28th of March. So it's kind of a month, March, where nothing's moving that well, It's not that it's bad or anything, but it's just, if you feel you're at a standstill, just enjoy being at a standstill.
Yeah.
Be reflective of what you really don't want, get rid of the past, bring in the future.
Hi, Sarah. Hi, Rose?
Yeah. Hi, Rose.
Is it Rose? Oh, I like that spelling.
Oh, Ruse.
Ruse, yeah. Whoops, I thought it was Rose.
Hi, Sarah. I love to recommend things to people, and especially people that are studying psychic and mediumship and that there's a teacher, Mavis Patilla. She teaches at Arthur Findlay College, and she is wonderful. She was trained under Gordon Higgins again. Well, she just brought out her book this week.
I cannot wait to read it.
Oh my gosh. And it's called Droplets of God. And it talks about her whole life history. And the beginning of it, her sister was very psychic and used to see people. And it used to terrify Mavis, And eventually she ended up doing it, but it tells you how she fought not to do it.
Yeah.
And then starts to do it and realize it's a gift that she's helping people.
Yes.
And there's even a part in it which I really resonated to, where she gave it up for 8 months. She totally gave it up. And I kind of feel sometimes we flatline, if that makes sense.
Yes.
It's not that spirits blocked us or anything. It's just what is going on with us. You follow me? So I feel at times it is good to pull back.
Yes.
And recognize it for what it is, and just leave it to one side. It's not that spirit is not there. You just need to look after you for a while.
Yes.
And I love the education. That's why I'm going back to college. Because for me, I'm feeling a little bit flatlined. and of course I'm the first one to beat myself up if I'm not getting anything.
Yes.
You know, but I'm looking forward to that because I find it will recharge my batteries. So development is so important in this type of work, and you will always, always develop. I hear students, you know, I had one student and I was doing a 6 weeks course, whatever, and redoing this, and she goes, is it going to be any different? Well, you know, she really thought she was a medium after 6 weeks for the next week's course. You know? No, you're going to be doing exercises, we're going to be sitting, we're going to be linking in. Because I've been doing that for years, and we sit together when we're not online, and we sit for the spirit world. So to me, you're always developing. But Mavis's book is really, it'll make a lot of people in this work sit up and think.
Yes.
You know, so I definitely recommend that. Hey, Angie. How you doing, Breeder?
And don't forget, guys, you can ask us questions. We'll take your questions if you have any questions on like spiritual things or whichever, and anything on our journey on whatever, and we'll be more than willing to answer that. Yeah.
Hi, Angie. We'll be back home in Ireland from the 13th to the 1st, and Colette is going to organise me teaching a workshop. So if you know of anybody that would like to do a one-day workshop, we're looking at the 27th of April, and I'll let you know, okay? Right.
Look, Mark called you lush for going out and having fun.
Yeah, I saw that, Mark. I am a lush. I tell you, 2 drinks and I'm singing, you know. But I was so happy, Bohemian Rhapsody. Oh my gosh. It didn't get the best movie.
Yeah.
And Olivia is a Coleman one for the favourite.
The favorite, yes.
Oh, brilliant as well. Was just going to ask when you're back in Ireland. Yes, so those dates, 13th to the 1st. April to the 1st. Okay. So, over to you.
And then the subject I wanted to talk about this time was evidence in mediumship and evidence in tarot. Evidence in mediumship, what does that really consist of when they say that bringing in evidence that the dead is there?
Okay. So the job of the medium, we used to call it CERT in the college, but they've kind of stopped that, but I still like it. Mm-hmm. So CERT is C-E-R-T. Mm-hmm. So the C is the communicator.
Yes.
So if I'm bringing in your grandmother, the E is the evidence, and the R is the reason why they come. That's the message, and then we tie it up. Well, to bring in somebody, I have to prove that that's your grandmother.
Yeah.
Okay? And not somebody else's grandmother. So definitely if you're doing an audience, you know, and you've got somebody coming in, and you have to prove who that person is. And the evidence is what they passed of, maybe their name, what street they lived on, the number of the door, what kind of work they did, how many children did they have. So it's all that evidence. Now I did a show actually in Ireland, and I think it was a woman. Oh yeah, it was a woman, and 2 people. I put this out. You know, I have a mom here, and 2 people put their hand up. I'd given say 3 pieces of evidence. So then I have to go back in and find another piece of evidence, and the 2 people were still with me. Okay? Yeah. So it's the job of the medium, and I knew who I was with. You know, that feeling, I'm with this lady, really not that lady, but that lady could still take the information I was giving her.
Yes.
So eventually, like and you still have to go in, okay, Spirit, give me something that will separate these people. And I'll never forget it. And what they gave me was that she worked in Cadbury's factory, and that woman went, yes, and the other woman put down.
Yes.
So I knew I was with that lady, but then I couldn't ignore the other lady. Correct. And, you know, you have to, as I say, have ethics with this, and I thanked her, you know. But within that, with having the two of them, there was a message for the other lady within it.
Okay.
So I always say, if I'm doing a circle of readings, please listen to the messages, because there's a message within a message. So it's proven survival after death, you know, but we really have to prove who that person is. There's no point in putting out there, I've got a dad here, he wore glasses, he's got grey hair. I mean, how many people could take that?
Correct, yes, yeah.
How many? You know, and this is another proof of that. One of the, it was Leo Bond in the college, and she stood up and she goes, I have a Craig here who passed in an accident. 11 people out of that room put their hands up. Even me.
Yes.
And I tell you, as the medium, if I saw 11 hands, I'd go, oh my gosh, here I go. But eventually she got who it is,
yes,
you know.
Yes.
But that's to work with that lovely spirit, because that spirit has gone especially for you or especially for them, you know. And if you're giving it to the wrong person, it's not fitting in properly, and the medium should know that that's not fitting in.
Yes.
And you're just forcing it, and
yes.
you're trying to fit it in.
Yeah.
And that is totally wrong. And to me, that doesn't make it believable for me or them.
Yes.
You know, they're just palming it off.
Yeah, and I like mediums when they sometimes go, are you sure that you didn't have this and that?
Yes.
And you're like, no, it's not working.
Hi, Lisa McGurk, Sherry.
Hello. Thank you for joining us today.
I'm trying to recognize just everybody. Patty, Wendy, Lisa. Okay. Full house
here
today. Does anybody have any questions that they would like to ask? Just please, a little bit of a reading. Just type it in.
Sure. And then
cup of tea.
So evidence in tarot readings. When we go into the evidence of things, if someone comes walking in and says, I want a general reading, I cringe sometimes. I'm like, ugh. Because I feel like they're kind of trying to see what you know. And it's like, if you came here to get a reading from me, I feel like you have questions, obviously. Some people, when they come in that way, it's not until the end of the reading, at the end of the 15 minutes or 30 minutes, that they'll say, well, I really just wanted to know if this guy likes me. Well, you should have led with that to begin with. With evidence, we're looking more towards, okay, what's happened in the past. A lot of people will pull from like past, present, future. Because if we understand what's happening in the past and they could recognize what's happening in the past, we know to move forward to the next card.
Right.
If the past doesn't make sense to them, then there's no way for me to move forward with it.
The tarot,
yes.
You're saying.
Yes, with the tarot.
Yeah.
So I eliminate the past usually sometimes, and because most of the times people come to me with questions. Am I going to fall in love? How's my business going? How is career going? That's when I can find out through the tarot what is really happening, and that's the evidence. If I can describe the situation that's going on, like, oh, I feel like there's a merger happening in your business. I feel like there's things taking place. That's where I can get the evidence from, because then they can relate to it. And I usually stop and ask them, does this make sense or not? And they'll say yes, or they'll say no.
Right.
Yeah.
So tarot is different than from the way I read.
Correct.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to know anything.
Correct.
So if I'm doing a reading, the first thing I say to them, please do not tell me anything, because when they start telling me things, then my thinking mind has come in.
Yes.
And it's my job to tell them, whether I'm on a psychic level even. And I like to give something from the past, because when you're giving about the future, if they can recognize the past, then you give something about the future, it kind of seals it.
Yes.
So for me, and that's just, we all work so differently.
We do. Mm-hmm.
You know, we're all doing a mediumship or a psychic work, and we do it in our own way. But I know for me, I don't want the questions. I will say in a private reading, if you have a question, I'll either ask you halfway through or more towards the end. And when I ask them the question, they go, you've covered it.
Good.
You know, so for me, I don't want questions because my thinking mind would come in too much. But the tarot seems to be different
Yes.
because you're playing with the cards.
Yes.
Um,
We do have a question from Sasha.
Christine Duncan, do you have any? Yes, Christine, tomorrow night.
Tomorrow
My
night?
class
Uh-huh.
tomorrow night in Reno. Yes, yeah. Guidance about romantic relationships, please. Do you want to pick up a
Sure.
card? Here we go, Sasha. Lizzie Morris is watching. Good morning, Liz. Well, it's morning here.
Yes, it's night over.
It's night
Is it night
over
over
there.
Yeah, the class
Yeah.
is at 6:30 tomorrow, right?
Yeah, my
6:30
class
tomorrow.
6:30 to 8:30 tomorrow night. And I'm thinking of carrying it on to March. I'm going to ask them do they want it until I go away.
Yeah.
I'm excited to go away.
Hi,
Hi, Patrick. Wow. I did tea with the dad in Mackey Mansion on Saturday. I missed you. Where were you? It went really well. Mackey Mansion goes back to the 1800s, and it's he was Irish.
Yes.
Yes, the guy. It was like if you go to Virginia City here, it's like an old cowboy town, but this house is like full of spirits. It went
Yes.
really well.
It was
didn't
nice. It was
Aaron
fun.
always helps me. I love him helping me.
So for the relationship, I feel like there's a
Feel
chance. I feel like there's a chance for the relationship to start again. So if there were issues before, there's a chance for a new beginning to take place. I feel like there needs to be more communication. I feel like there needs to be more openness, because then it'll be able to move forward. I felt like there was issues before, or maybe a rough start in the beginning, but I feel like now it's like, okay, well, let's hit the restart button and move forward with it. And then as long as there's talking involved, as long as there's things going on, then they'll be able to move forward.
Cool. Yeah, I kind of feel that. I feel there's anxiety around the relationship, you know.
Yeah.
But I don't feel it's to do with him. I feel her more than anything. So it's just go with the flow of it.
Wendy.
There was another question about her health. Where does my future lie in my health situation at the moment? Okay.
Where does my future lie with my health situation?
Well, I always so this is this is just coming from me as regards health. I don't go there with sickness. You know, I don't put it in my mind. You know, so and a lot of people live in their minds with the health.
Yeah.
If that makes sense with you. And for me, I'm fit, I'm healthy. I keep saying it every day and every way. My life gets better and better. Now, that's not saying I don't get a cold or I don't do this. But if you own it, if you own a pain, then it's yours. And you often hear people say, oh, I think I'm getting a headache. Guess what they get, you know? So I feel for you, Wendy, I don't feel anything bad in your health in the future at all. But I feel you need to work on it now, you know, and start really looking after yourself a little bit more. I feel that you have neglected yourself, you know, and the worst thing that affects health is the mental. If you can keep the mind strong, the body follows, you know. But if we're anxious or anxiety or anything like that, stress, guess where it goes? It goes into the body.
Yes, yeah.
Totally into the body. So it's kind of, I would recommend meditation for you.
Reiki.
You know, Reiki, yeah, any type of healing. Even my healing is putting on a pair of runners and getting out and walking.
Yes.
And as I walk, I do that mantra every day and every way. My life gets better and better, or my health gets better and better. But I don't feel anything really to worry about on that score, to be honest. What did you pick up?
You know, the moon card came up, and for me, that usually means if you're asking about health, it means that there are things that aren't being looked at. Like the moon has two sides. So it's the psychic side and then it's the body side. And it's
Right.
saying that we're not looking at the shadow side of things. So if they're telling you you need to take care of yourself, you need to take whatever it is. If you go to the doctor and they tell you take these medications for right now, you need to look at that side of it, if that's what's happening. I feel like if you start to have a regimen, like Brenda said, like if you start to feel positive and good and go to
Yeah.
Reiki or take care of yourself in that loving way for meditation, then things will start to go in that positive route.
And also the one thing which I teach my students is we are not doctors.
We are not. No.
We cannot diagnose, we can recommend holistically, like a nice massage, whatever, but we are not doctors to diagnose. It's, Mavis talks about something in her book which really happened to me. When I was living in Ireland, a lady called me to book for a reading, and she booked it and she cancelled, and she called again and she cancelled, and then the third time she called, and it was over a matter of a few weeks. And when she called the third time, I said, "Are you at work?" And she goes, "Yes." I said, "Well, there's a gentleman around you that's not too well." I said, "I feel he's got a cold that's lingering on. Maybe you should go to the doctors." So she goes, "Okay." I said, just tell him. So anyway, about 4 weeks later, this lady called me to thank me. He went to the doctors, and if he hadn't have gone to the doctors, he would have been dead in 3 months.
Oh, wow.
It was all heart problems. Now, I did not get that, but by getting the cold and just saying go to the doctors, I feel that was Spirit's way of telling him to get there.
Instead of some people will say, "Oh, he has heart problems. He needs to go." That would have been bad because then
Totally.
we're kind
You
of
put fear.
yes, yeah.
And they thanked me, the family thanked me, She never came for a reading, would you believe? Because I feel she wasn't meant to. That was the message that was said. Now, Kevin asked the question, "Hey guys, I want to ask you, what could you tell me about my current relationship, please?"
Okie doke.
And Wendy, wow, that makes sense. Brilliant,
Thank you, Wendy.
Thank you. Bring them on camera.
Oh, that's if we have people we want to pull onto it, like we want to say hello. I'll explain after.
Oh,
Like
Michelle, that's a technical thing.
Yes.
Oh,
So for Kevin, the Lovers comes up,
nice.
sun.
God.
the Sun and the Chariot. And what that tells me, the Lovers tells me there are choices that need to be made there. There are things that need to be looked at. But the Sun tells me that the relationship is going to move forward to the next level. That there will be a period of summer. I always call it like a summer. There'll be the light shining down. The leaves will be nice and beautiful. Everything will start to flourish. The Chariot card tells me that that movement is moving forward, that the both polarities of light and dark need to be combined, so that there needs to be balance in the relationship for it to move forward. But I do feel that relationship is moving towards a healthy growth. That's what I feel. And
okay. I just want to answer that too. When we're in a relationship, I'm still single, guys. I'm actually looking for that rich guy out there, if anybody knows of anybody. It doesn't have to be totally rich, but anyway. But what I feel with relationships, and I've done this myself with many of my relationships, I'm always looking, when things are not going right in the relationship, I'm looking at the negative about them. You know, they don't do this, they don't do that, and I don't have a kind word to say about them. And then the next thing, I'm telling my friends about them, you know? So I kind of feel, Kevin, if you can turn around and look at your relationship and see the good in it, you know, to see, hey, he's not a bad guy or a bad woman, you know, and find the good parts in that relationship. And once you start to look at them and find the good parts, your relationship will change
Yes.
because you're bringing in a loving energy there. So instead of, you know, seeing all the bad about a person, start seeing the good. And I know for me, if you and I had a row, right? If you're right, I'm wrong. And if I'm right, you're wrong. That is a no-win situation, you know? So you really have to stop and think and let it calm down and come together and go, hey, you know, I love you, but this is what I'm feeling. Never point the finger, because once you point the finger, they'll come right back at you. But you need to sit down in a quiet space. So I feel for Kevin is start looking at your current relationship in a more positive way. And most things people row about in relationships is money, you know, unfortunately. But that's what I feel. You kind of hit it on the head.
Wonderful.
Thank you. Thank you.
That's it.
Is
That's
it?
our half an hour, girl.
No, half
Easy
an
peasy.
hour. Oh my gosh.
Well.
Oh, that went really quick.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Thank you guys for being here. Thank you for your questions. It was nice to answer them and to see everybody here. And so you can always find me at Turtle Heart Tarot. You can always find my weekly blog, Energy of the Week, on turtlehearttarot.com. You can find me at Circle's Edge on Thursdays for Reiki.
Okay, Patrick.
Oh.
Patrick's just come in.
Sure.
Will you pull a card out for Patrick?
Sure.
While you're doing that, you'll find me on BrendaRidgway.com, my Facebook page. Please ask everyone to like it. I'm doing my Tea with the Dead for the 9th. Looks as though now it's sold out.
Yes!
I'm doing one in Minden. The flyer will go up about that. And in May... Oh, sorry. In April, when I go home, I am going to do a one-day workshop, guys. So Colette will be organising it, and you'll find details on my Facebook page. And if anybody wants readings while I'm in Ireland, please get in touch with me, and we can set something up. Do you want a quick... Hiya, Tam Seaton.
So for Patrick... For Patrick, I feel like right now there needs to be a little bit of soul searching. There needs to be a little bit of looking for the right, correct answers as far as spiritual, physical, and mental. And once you find those answers, more will open up for you. Like your talents will be opened up more. The channel will be opened up more, and you'll be able to really push forward with your abilities and your talents that you have, whatever it is, work-wise, career-wise, skill-wise, and that it'll push you in that right direction. But right now it's about introspection, right? To look in, to seek source. Why is this happening, or what am I supposed to do, and to let it take place.
Okay, I felt a contract around you, and I feel that you need to read it really closely. It's not, how can I say, it's not making, it all seems great, but there's something underneath.
Yeah.
So please, if you're signing a contract, make sure that you read out everything. And as I say, Mercury's in retrograde, I'd be a bit dicey signing contracts. So this week, guys, to me, is all about love. And it's really all about loving yourself. Because if you don't love yourself, then you can't love anybody else. And people think that's ego. No, it's not. It's just looking after yourself. So stop and think before you speak.
Yes.
You know, yes. I'm intended to work and then go, oh, why did I say that? Yeah. You know? So it's just loving yourself this week, enjoying it. And spring is starting to come in. So I'm seeing the daffodils come up and everything is starting to open up. And remember I told you in the Native American, spring is the start of the year. Yeah. So it's have a wonderful week. I thank you. I thank you so much for joining us. See you next Monday. I won't have champagne next Monday. I'm a bit hungover, so sorry. That's the Oscars for you. Bye,
Okay.
guys.
I have two more on the. Contracts will be, yeah.
Oh, good.
Wonderful.
Good. Read it properly, Patrick. And if you're going to sign it, get it signed before the 5th, you know. All right,
Okay,
guys.
thank you
Love
so much.
you. Thank
Take
you.
care.
We could go on forever, but
Bye.
bye.